Now, it's back to Weekend Breakfast with Olympia Kwiatkowski on Brisbane's 4BC.
Thanks for your company this morning on 4BC Weekend Breakfast. 133 882 is the number. Would love to hear from you this morning, or you can always send me a text as well to 0499 880 882, or you can email weekendbreakfast@4bc.com.au. Well, a treasured tourism icon, it's back on track, literally, for the first time in 5 years. The Queensland Pioneer Steam Railway's flagship PB18 steam train, it has returned after nearly a 5-year hiatus. So first built in 1908, the steam train has featured in several Aussie films and TV shows, and it's back thanks to the Cleanaway's new Chum Landfill Community Benefit Fund has got it back in action. So Robert Shearer has been the chairman of the Queensland Pioneer Steam Railway for 9 years, and I've got him on the line for a chat. Robert, good morning.
Good morning. How are we?
I'm very well, and everything's going full steam ahead.
Slowly. So we're not quite up to it running yet, but with the Cleanaway grant, we've actually been able to get the first bits of the puzzle together. So the locomotive's been out of action for 5 years, needing boiler work, and with the Cleanaway grant, we're actually able to send away to Lithuania to get the new boiler tubes. So every 10 years, the guts of the thing effectively come out, and we have to get new ones in. And the only place that makes them is Lithuania.
Well, there you go.
Yes.
So tell me about this particular train, the PB18.
Yes, so PB15448 was built in 1908 by Walkers of Maryborough. So it's a Queensland-designed and built locomotive. And in 1969, it was decommissioned. It moved over to Currabee to what was going to be apparently the Disneyland of Brisbane, called Pioneer Park. That lasted about 5 years. And at the end of that 5 years, the locomotive was put up for auction, and it was looking like it was either going to get scrapped or sent down to New South Wales, Victoria. And a group of 8 volunteers gathered around a dinner table, pooled all their money together, and went out, bought the thing, and that was the start of the Queensland Pioneer Steam Railway. And since 1978, the locomotive has been chuffing around the Swanbank branch line until 2019, when the boiler came up for needing the tube renewal. And so it's always been a part of the Ipswich community. People we've had family on top of family who the parents' first steam train ride was on that locomotive, and then their kids have had their first steam train ride. And I think we're up to grandkids are now having their first steam train ride on it.
I'm pretty sure that I have been on that steam train, and I probably would have been a kid of around about 7 or 8 years old.
That would be the one, yes.
Many years ago.
Yeah, it's been an enormous part of the fabric of the town. As you said, it's appeared in multiple movies and a number of TV shows. I had the good fortune of firing the locomotive with Griff Rhys-Jones just before it went out of action. So it's been an important thing. And having the Cleanaway grant come along when it did, COVID-19 sort of threw us on the back burner, because all the money that we'd saved up to get the tubes brought in had actually gone into effectively keeping the lights on, because being a totally volunteer organisation, there just was no government funding or backing to keep things open. So the money that Cleanaway provided to get the ball rolling has been a huge step in the right direction. We've still got probably about 10 to 12 months worth of work ahead of us, and another few $1,000s on top. But yeah, she's well on the way now to coming back to life.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully no unexpected hurdles will pop up.
No, we're hoping not. She's been, in fact, looked after fairly well for the last 40 years. So, but as you know, it's over 100 years old, so there's always going to be the occasional thing that throws itself in the works.
So, Robert, you've been, is it 15 years you've been with the railway?
Yeah, 15 years. I started off visiting it when I was about 1 year old, and that was many, many years ago. But when I left high school, it was my final year of high school, I started volunteering and learning how to be a guard and track worker. And then about 9 years ago, I took the plunge and became the chairman. And yeah, the railway's got a very family feel to it. We've had we're up to third generation volunteers now, I believe. So their granddad was in it, their dad was in it, they were in it. Some of them, it was their mum was in it, and they've moved in. It's really being kept alive by the passion of the people who have. I think there's about 200 of us now who just give of their time more often than not, every day of the week, to keep the place running.
Oh, it's fantastic that it's run on volunteers. So, are you always looking for volunteers?
Always looking for volunteers. Always looking for support and help. Rail Heritage is one of those fun ones. There's 13 of the heritage railways around the state. They're all self-funded. They don't get any form of government support. So the more people that are on board helping boots on the ground mean there's a less of a reliance on having to pay for services, which is what keeps these vintage rail operations viable.
Yeah, absolutely. So how could people get involved and volunteer?
We have a Join Us page on our website, which is www.qpsr.org. And they just click on that, submit a volunteer application, and we just induct them straight after that with the safety stuff. And the same there's with any of the other heritage organisations around southeast Queensland.
Well, it's all very exciting, and you'll be really sweating and awaiting the arrival of the stuff you need to get from Lithuania.
Yes, apparently they're coming through the Suez Canal, so it's going to be a bit of a delay there.
Hopefully no boat tries to turn around and get stuck. It could be a very, very, very long time.
It could be a bit of a wait there, but no, we're hoping they'll get here around January, February at this point.
Well, very exciting. And Robert, we'll keep in touch, and you can let me know when it's all ready and back up and running.
No worries. We'll invite you out and you can come for a trip.
Sounds fantastic. Thank you for your time this morning, Robert.
No worries. Thank you for having us.
That is Robert Shearer from the Pioneer Steam Railway. So, yes, very exciting to hear that this locomotive, the PB18 steam train, will be returning. So, yeah, I very, very, very vaguely remember being on that as a child. I'm quite sure that I even purchased a souvenir pin of the train and Swanbank. Yes, very, very distant memories, but I can just very vaguely remember it. But I will absolutely be heading back out there when it is back up and running. So really excited to watch the progress there, and great to have a chat with Robert Shearer this morning. You're on 882 4BC Weekend Breakfast. It is 7:45.